Hey Racer fans, the Racers go on the road to beat Missouri State, and we're getting ready this week to play Eastern Illinois. The Racer Report begins right now with head coach Chris Hatcher. Hi folks, and welcome to the Racer Report with head coach Chris Hatcher. He's got a smile on his face today because the Racers got a big win on Saturday at Missouri State, and we're going to show you the first half highlights here in just a moment. But first, let's quickly hit on this week's game as the Racers are on the road for the second straight week, and it's the OVC opener as Murray State goes to Charleston and O'Brien Field, where they'll take on Eastern Illinois. That's a 6:30 kick. And you'll see it this week also on the Racer Television Network. Well, Coach, big win, 28-23 against Missouri State on Saturday up in Springfield, Missouri. Your initial thoughts on a big win? Lots of fun Saturday night.
No question. I'm excited. Our players were excited. We finally got that first win of the season after two hard defeats to start the year versus Central Arkansas and Florida State. So we're very excited about it. I thought that overall we played hard. We fought through some adversity, and we made some plays when we needed to make them, and beat a very good team at their place in front of a very good crowd. So it was a lot of positives to build off of, and again, we're just excited to have that first win under our belt.
It was a lot of fun to watch, and the Racers had them all the way, as you're going to see right now. We roll the first half highlights, and take a look at the Racers on a night where it rained all day up until maybe half an hour before the teams warmed up, and but it was a misty night. You really can't tell it too much here, but it was just a misty, wet night as the Racers started off with Ojalola getting a great sack there in the first quarter. But, Coach, this was a scoreless first quarter. Nobody scored.
Well, usually after a big game like we had 2 years ago with them, 72-59, it becomes a defensive battle. But, the first drive, we held them to a field goal attempt that they missed. And that was really indicative of the entire night, especially early on. It was a big defensive battle to start the ball game.
Okay, so we're going to move ahead to about 6:45, a little bit under that in the first quarter, as the Racers are going to work here. And, Casey Brockman had that short passing game going all night.
Yeah, that was to Jeremy Harness, and a good gain. That was actually our first down of the evening. And Stephen Mix comes in, does a wonderful job punting. We got great coverage, Dwayne Brady, Walter Powell down there, Darren Yavi, and Duncan there. Boy, we had good coverage, something that has plagued us all year. We had them backed up, and sure enough, they throw the flea flicker, get behind us. But you could see a great job by Darius Buck, come down there, and Josh Manning making the tackle. We lived to see another play, and this ended up being a big play for us because there's Jarius Williams on the interception, and boy, any momentum they had at that time was changed, was flipped around on that play.
That was just one of those big plays that kept the opponent out of the end zone, really changed the momentum. And now we're going to go to the second quarter, Coach. This was about 10 and a half to go. This is the start of your drive, and Jamal Berry started to assert himself in this game too. First time we've seen him.
Yeah, he's been practicing well, starting to learn what to do, and you can see he's a big-time playmaker. That was a good run up the middle. Here's a big first down catch by Walter Powell, who actually had 12 catches on the evening. Here's another one. You can see it's kind of misty. It was a foggy evening. But Walter, he showed up to play, did very well. And then a big third down conversion here. We run the draw. They suck inside, and you can see that elusiveness that Barry has. And that was a really big play for us, especially early on in the ball game.
Well, and then you take Dwayne Brady's running style and then also Jordan Morrow's running style. You got a three-headed running back there.
Yeah, we do. And here's Brady. He gets his second touchdown of the season on a 3-yard run on the right side. Great blocking there by number 62, Roddy Tomlin. And again, here's an end zone shot of it. I thought Robert Olive, the right guard, he got his first start of his career as a redshirt freshman due to Andy Mahoney being out with a high ankle sprain.
Well, then the Racers defense really started pinning their ears back. Great pressure on the quarterback. Tevin Wells gets a sack right there. And then there's the 3rd and 18 there as the pass was complete. But then we didn't get the fake punt there. But yeah, what kind of play? You guys sniffed that out and stopped it?
We did. That was Brandon Hathaway and T-Ray Malone did a great job sniffing out. Hannibal Buford got in on the tackle, and then we got the ball back in great field position. We run a little double move, and there's Navarre Griffin wide open across the middle to put us up 14-0.
Okay, so it's 14-0, 3:14 to go before the half, and then Missouri State goes back. They had a 1st and 10. Houston rushed, and there was a late hit there, which kind of moved them up a little closer.
Yeah, this was a disappointing drive. Defensively, we had been playing really well, and we miss a tackle, and then we get a late hit added on to the top of it, and then they end up getting us for a pass interference. So it's a 14-7 game. We're moving the ball really well. Here's a great run there. Jabal Berry just runs through a would-be tackler. We're inching closer and closer to maybe scoring a touchdown, but at least getting a field goal right before half. And we give up some pressure. They ran a lot of games inside that gave us some problems. And then we end up calling timeout, 4th down and forever, and try to throw the old Hail Mary play in the end zone. But unfortunately, it fell incomplete. But, you know, we go into halftime 14-7. Defensively, we played superbly, other than a missed tackle and a couple penalties there that gave them that 1 touchdown. And then it seemed like offensively we were starting to find our groove as we headed into the locker room.
Well, it was just a great college football game, and the Racers up at half. We're going to take our first break here on the Racer Report with head coach Chris Hatcher. Come back and show you the second half from Springfield, Missouri next.
Like the thoroughbreds we are named for, racers are spirited and proud. We have the heart and will to succeed, to go farther, learn more, and embrace wisdom. We are champions who take our place in the Murray State tradition. We are racers.
Roof Brothers, a Paducah tradition for 100 years. Roof Brothers, locally owned, family run. Roof Brothers, the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits found anywhere. Roof Brothers, service from selecting that special beverage for that special occasion to a keg party at the lake. Roof Brothers, 2 locations to serve you. Roof Brothers, proud supporters of Murray State Athletics.
Hi folks, and welcome back here to Roy Stewart Stadium for the Racer Report with head coach Chris Hatcher. We're at halftime for the game at Springfield, Missouri against Missouri State. We're going to roll the tape here and take a look and start in the 3rd quarter, Coach, with Missouri State getting the ball first, and they took advantage of it and tied the ball game.
They did, and you know, we played such great defense, and they come down and it didn't start the way we wanted to. They run the little old divide zone and hit the crosser on the bootleg. And they had some good skill players, and they really did a nice job here on this first drive. And then we don't do much with the ball, and it's, this is a tie ball game, and defensively we stop them. But boy, we just had a hard time fielding punts. We played excellent in every other phase of special teams except our punt rush, and there we turned the ball over. But boy, our defense really bowed their neck. Here we get great pressure off the edge. We forced their quarterback to throw it out of bounds, and they have to settle for a field goal attempt which ended up being a big stop and a big boost for our defense.
So this is the first time in the game that the Racers had trailed. We're now 4:47 to go in the third. And there's Dontel Watkins. He's been a great addition to this team, seven-yard gain. And then we just kept calling Walter Powell's name all night. He just kept catching passes.
Yeah, he has an uncanny ability to get himself open, and the guy practices so hard. And I think Casey just feels really good about his timing. And there's his backup, Janowski Davis, a true freshman out of Mobile, Alabama. And we get it on down there close, and Casey Brockman calls his own number on a little trap play up the middle. And all of a sudden, we're back in business.
Okay, so this is with 2:18 to go in the third quarter. But then on their second play, after you kicked off, they give a little swing pass here to Ryan Heaston, and he almost went all the way for the touchdown. A good thing we caught him down there.
Yeah, we got some guys that are really hustling down the field, and they end up they get it in. We missed a fit on that when we get it in, and then we go down, and it just tells you what kind of character our defense has. We come off the edge and block it, but unfortunately we were offsides. And then we come back through. Quay Huzzy sneaks through and is able to get a hand on it. And you know, that's a big play. That's just a big momentum swing when you give up a touchdown and your guys go in there and they continue to fight to the end.
Okay, so the Racers are down 23-21. It was with 1:22 to go in the third, and this was towards the end of the third here. Navarre Griffin catches the pass, good 33-yard gain, and that got it to the Missouri State 28-yard line. So now we're in the fourth quarter, and then this was probably the play of the game right here. Brockman under pressure, and he dumps it off to Barry, and he sniffs that pylon. Look at that.
Yeah, that was a really good play. The play before it was actually Navarre caught the same one he caught for a touchdown earlier. Big third down conversion. You know, I'm looking, thinking, well, we may have to settle for a field goal to go up by one at that time, but Jamal Berry makes a great play. We come right back, and here's Carson Griffinkamp, freshman from Murray, Kentucky, big kick in the corner, great location. And then Darian Yavi forces the fumble.
Right there.
And then Brandon Hathaway, the freshman, picks it up. And all of a sudden I'm thinking, well, now the floodgates are going to open up. But to their credit, they really have a good defense, and we could not do much with it. And we've just got no man's land. We got third and about 15. We were too far to kick a field goal. And we end up kind of piddling around there and come out of this drive with no points, and that would have been a big series for us in order to take over the game.
Okay, so 8:42 to go. You guys have it 4th and 6 from your 16, and old ball coach pulls out the fake.
Well, we've been wanting to run it. I saw it was there earlier in the game, but we never got it at the right point. And you know, well, I tell you what, that was a big play for us. It allowed us to run a lot more time off the clock. Very well executed by Dwayne Brady. But, you know, boy, if it gets sniffed out, man, all of a sudden you really put yourself in a big-time hole.
Well, the Racers didn't score off of it, but like you mentioned, Coach, you got a lot of time off the clock. So with 5:26 to go, Missouri State takes over, but then your defense is just rock solid, and they force another incompletion on 4th and 9 from the Murray State 16. Now we're down to 4:34 to go, and you're just trying to run this clock and let them burn their timeouts. When they run out of timeouts, you're going to find a way to end the game.
Well, there's no doubt, and that was a great third down conversion. It was 3rd and 1, and they were blitzing, and Dwayne gets the first down. We come right back, trying a quick passing game, but they took it away. We hit Dontel Watkins, which really changed the field position on this drive. And then we were forced to punt it with about a little over a minute to go in the game. And then Brandon Wicks, Murray High player, comes in and makes a big interception with 41 seconds on the clock to seal the win for our team. And I tell you, we were very excited. We needed some big plays. We got them. But more importantly, I said on the opening of the show, it sure is good to get that first win.
It certainly is. As head coach Chris Hatcher goes and shakes hands with Terry Allen, both teams fought hard in this game, a game that was well played. And it's great to see those smiling faces of the Murray State kids on the sideline after they knew that the game was over and they were going to win the game. Just a great victory for Murray State, 28-23. Well, we're going to take a break here from Stewart Stadium with head coach Chris Hatcher. Come back with more and hear some of the post-game comments from some of the players next.
Roof Brothers, a Paducah tradition for 100 years. Roof Brothers, locally owned, family run. Roof Brothers, the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits found anywhere. Roof Brothers. Service from selecting that special beverage for that special occasion to a keg party at the lake. Roof Brothers, 2 locations to serve you. Roof Brothers, proud supporters of Murray State Athletics.
Explora un nuevo mundo.
여러 가지 경험들을 많이 체험하세요.
आइए और अपना जहां खुद बनाइए.
Itsalo chenu ukusanga.
عالم جدير بالاكتشافات.
Entdecke deine Welt.
Twój świat do odkrycia.
Dünyanızı keşfedin.
創造你的未來。
Feresfeverin Vilagot.
Tất cả những điều tốt đẹp nhất đang chờ đón bạn.
Dunia Anda untuk dijelajahi.
探索你的世界。
Murray State University, your world to explore.
Welcome back to the Racer Report with head coach Chris Hatcher here from Stewart Stadium. After this big win for the Racers on Saturday night against Missouri State, we had a chance to catch up with Casey Brockman and Brandon Wicks. Here are those interviews. We're with Casey Brockman here moments after the Racers have won their first game of the season, 28-23 here at Missouri State. Take me through that second half. It was a battle for the Racers. Fell behind a couple of times, but you got this winning score with 14-20 to go.
I mean, offensively, we had a lot of chances to put the game away and kind of make it a 2-possession game. We just didn't do it for whatever reason. But I mean, I told Coach Andrews, I told the other Coach Hatcher. I mean, the defense won the game for us, and I mean, offense we didn't really do much to help their cause there in the fourth quarter. But great team win. Anytime you can come on the road and beat a quality opponent, it's a good win, and we'll take it.
What kind of confidence does this give the Racers going to Eastern Illinois next week?
I mean, I think it's a great win. The fact that we can get a win under our belt and realize, we just played a really good team and played a good team last week too, and just didn't come out on the right side. Gives us great momentum, gives us great confidence, and that's what you look for going into conference play is confidence and momentum, and I think we've got that. And we need to get a big win next week.
Did you think when the last scoring of the game was at 14-20 left in the game, did you think that would be it? Because no one scored after that.
Offense was a little slow, but then, defense, it's our job as a defense to keep them up and, vice versa. And, sometimes I was hoping our offense wouldn't score because defense get back out there because we had a little momentum going. And I knew that if we lined up and played our best, that we were better than them.
Tremendous pressure on the quarterback the Racer defense had on Glazer tonight. To talk about that.
The defense was getting at him the whole game. Coaches called a couple blitzes, and, sometimes we had cover 4 called, and the defensive line was still getting back there. And that's what kind of happened on the last play of the game when I caught my interception. We were in the cover 2, and, defensive line just got back. I don't think he had time to plant his feet, and he just kind of threw it, and I was there.
How much confidence does it give you personally and the entire defense going to Eastern Illinois next week?
Me personally, it gives me a bunch, but I know defense, we feed off how we play, and that first half, I think, besides that last drive before they scored, we played a real complete half, and we didn't make that many adjustments at halftime, and I knew that us going back out there, we were going to line up and just beat them.
Well, you see the smiles again on the faces of Casey Brockman there and then Brandon Wicks. Brandon Wicks had 10 tackles, OVC Defensive Player of the Week, also Jamal Berry, newcomer of the week this week as well. But Brandon Wicks has really turned into a fine defensive player for the Racers.
He's done a great job since he's been here. He was a high school running back. We move him, play him a little at safety, a little linebacker first year, but he's really settled in to being a wonderful safety for us. He's got great knowledge of the game, does a good job in all of our run fits. He's one of those safeties we count on to get in there and fit in the run. be able to be a run stopper for us. And he had a big night, and no play was bigger than that last one, the interception that he had to end the ball game.
And there was great pressure on the quarterback there, too, that caused the throw early.
Well, our front
I think
seven.
it was Jeremy Brackett who planted the quarterback.
Yeah, our front seven has been playing really well all season long, and much better than they have been in the past. And got to give credit to our defensive staff. They've done a wonderful job keeping things simple, mixing in the blitzes and key opportunities. And we got a lot of pressure on their quarterback, and it showed. He turned it over twice to us, and actually we should have had another interception we dropped earlier in the game. But all in all, defensively, a wonderful job.
About 30 seconds before we take a break here, Coach. Confidence is a great medicine for a football team, isn't it?
It is, and we've had a tough schedule, and Missouri State was no slouch. I think they were a much improved team from 2 years ago. So being able to win a game on the road against a good quality opponent is always a big boost for a football team, especially early in the season.
Racers win it 28-23 at Missouri State. This week going to Eastern Illinois. We'll talk about that from Stewart Stadium here with head coach Chris Hatcher on the Racer Report. We'll do that next.
Explora un nuevo mundo.
여러 가지 경험들을 많이 체험하세요.
आइए और अपना जहां खुद बनाइए.
Ichalochen ukusanga.
عالم جدير بالاكتشافات.
Entdecke deine Welt.
Twój świat do odkrycia.
Dünyanızı keşfedin.
創造你的未來。
Ferestre Veruca Vilagot.
Tất cả những điều tốt đẹp nhất đang chờ đón bạn. Dunia Anda untuk dijelajahi. 探索你的世界。
Murray State University, your world to explore.
Roof Brothers, a Paducah tradition for 100 years. Roof Brothers, locally owned, family run. Roof Brothers, the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits found anywhere. Roof Brothers, service from selecting that special beverage for that special occasion to a keg party at the lake. Roof Brothers, 2 locations to serve you. Roof Brothers, proud supporters of Murray State Athletics.
Racer fans, don't forget to check out GoRacers.com. It's the front porch of the Murray State Athletics Department. All kinds of things on there this week, including a last-second soccer victory for Murray State this week over South Alabama. Check it out at GoRacers.com. We're back here at Roy Stewart Stadium with head coach Chris Hatcher on the Racer Report, and this week's game is at Eastern Illinois. And I'll have to go back and look, Coach. It's been a while since the Racers have played a night game in Charleston. 6:30 kickoff Saturday. Of course, the Panthers have a new coach, Dino Babers, coached with Bob Spoo way back in the late 80s. They are playing well. They lost a double overtime game at Illinois State, and that was a whale of a ball game up there.
Well, I'm hoping they're tired and beat up after a long ball game like that, but they are. They're playing exceptionally well. They got a new coach, new enthusiasm, new uniforms.
New helmet.
And I tell you, they play a wide open, fast-paced type of football, very similar to the way we try to play offensively. Their coach comes from Baylor, where RG3 set all the records, won the Heisman Trophy. So you're going to see a lot of fast-paced football Saturday night. The first 2 years, we've been fortunate to have beaten them since I've been the coach. But I've always said they had as good a talent as anybody in the league. And it seems like just the new enthusiasm has really got them playing well. So, again, the road does not get any easier for us. It's going to be another big challenge on the road against our first OVC opponent in Eastern Illinois.
That's right, back-to-back weeks on the road for the Racers, so it's going to be a big one. And if you're a Racer fan, you can get up to Charleston. We always like to have our fans follow us up there, but if not, we'll also be on the Racer TV network. And, of course, Racer Radio is always for free on GoRacers.com. So we're going to take another break here from Stewart Stadium with head coach Chris Hatcher. We'll come back with more next on the Racer Report.
Like the thoroughbreds we are named for, racers are spirited and proud. We have the heart and will to succeed, to go farther, learn more, and embrace wisdom. We are champions who take our place in the Murray State tradition. We are racers.
Roof Brothers, a Paducah tradition for 100 years. Roof Brothers, locally owned, family run. Roof Brothers, the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits found anywhere. Roof Brothers, service from selecting that special beverage for that special occasion to a keg party at the lake. Roof Brothers, 2 locations to serve you. Roof Brothers, proud supporters of Murray State Athletics.
We're back here to wrap it up from Stewart Stadium with head coach Chris Hatcher on the Racer Report as Murray State heading up to Eastern Illinois Saturday for a 6:30 ball game. Real quick, let's take a look at the schedule ahead. The next home game for the Racers is on the 29th, and that'll be a 6 p.m. kick here at the stadium against Tennessee Tech. It's also family weekend, so we expect a huge crowd for that one. And then it's not too long after that we get into a road game up at Austin Peay, and then of course homecoming is on the 13th here against UT Martin. And we'll wrap things up here with head coach Chris Hatcher. You said something on your Twitter Saturday night. There's nothing like being a Murray State racer on a Saturday night after a big victory. I got a feeling you said that too when you're at Valdosta, but there's a lot of truth to that, Coach. There's a lot of truth to the camaraderie that you build when you win a big ball game.
There is, and our guys were very well deserving of it. They've hung in there through a tough stretch of ball games where we hadn't played our best football. We've played good in spurts, but not consistently. And the other night, we made a lot of mistakes, a lot of things that we need to work on, need to be more consistent in the special teams, need to tackle better, need to take more advantage of opportunities. Same things we said against Central Arkansas, but the difference is we found a way to win, and that to me is very important. But the only thing better than being a racer on a Saturday night after a big win is doing it at home. That was a long trip. We didn't get back till early Sunday morning. So we tempoed practice down Sunday night a great deal, give the guys Monday off, and then Tuesday go back to work. So again, big game for us. They're all big games, but especially we want to get out of the gates well in OVC play and keep ourselves in the hunt here early on during the season.
That's right. Let's keep it going. The Racers going up to Eastern Illinois, and that's going to be a big game. And I've enjoyed, Coach, we got about 30 seconds left, and enjoyed being out here in the stadium.
Yeah, it's been nice.
We usually do it after you practice.
Well,
nice.
we've been fortunate. We've had some good weather, and hopefully it'll continue. But again, it's that time of year where now it's really for real, and that's what you shoot for every year, to be in the contention in November for an OVC championship.
All right, Coach, big win.
Thank you, Dave.
Great win for the Racers. We'll see you next time on the Racer Report. As we leave you today, the voice of the Racers, Neil Bradley.
Here's the snap to Brockman. Stays in the pocket. They're after him. He throws. Barry catches at the 12. Beeline to the end zone. He dives. Touchdown, Barry! Took the ball, extended it beyond the goal line, and scored.